Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Home with Kimberly. Today I'm so excited to bring to you a canning video. It's one of my very favorite things to do. I haven't been able to do it in a while, just had a lot of other things going on, but today we are getting into canning. Since it's the fall time now, I'm definitely looking to do some fall type recipes. So today I am working on apple butter. If you guys have never made apple butter, it's a must to stock your pantry with. It is just full of all the delicious fall flavors that we all love. I'm gonna flip the camera around here and kind of give you a little sneak peek here at what I've got going on right now. All right, you guys, and forgive me, I've got the dishwasher is running. I apologize if that's really loud in the background, but these are my box of apples I just got from a local farmer's market to do my apple butter, and I think I'm going to have quite a few left over, which is exciting because I also want to do some apple pie filling. And then I just picked up some extra canning jars for this project. Now, great tip for you guys, if you guys are having trouble finding canning jars right now, look at Target. That's where I picked up these, and I've noticed the past several times that I am in Target, they seem to be in stock with a lot of their canning jars, so I would suggest looking there. Now I'm gonna bring you over here. So this is what I've got going on so far. This is gonna be done in my crock pot. It's such a simple way to do this. I've done this recipe before. So I'm just getting all my apples chopped up and in here. I don't have it sitting in any kind of lemon juice or acidulated water. I'm not worried about it turning brown because it's gonna be very brown when I'm done with all this process. But I've just been over here peeling, chopping, and I have my lovely little helper here.
Hey guys.
She's also been helping mommy peel apples as well. So I'll flip the camera around here and take you along with me a little bit as I peel up some more of these apples, and then once we get this filled up, I'll bring you back for the next step. Okay, you guys, so obviously this part would go a lot quicker if you have like one of those apple peeling gadgets, which I do not currently have. So right now I've just been doing this by hand with a paring knife, and of course my daughter is using the vegetable peeler. But once I get these all peeled, now I do have one of these handy little gadgets. It's gonna core the apple for me and split it into pieces. So you just set it on top here, push down, and voila, and it just split that all up. It took the core out nicely for me. I'll just set that over there in my trash pile, and then you can see all of my perfect wedges here, and I'm just gonna throw these into the crock pot. So I've got another one here to do. My daughter just finished. Just slide it down and throw it in. Make sure I don't have any seeds going in there. If you have little bitty pieces of like apple peel still on your apple, don't worry about that. This is all gonna cook down really well. I'm gonna let this cook overnight, and then it will be pureed in the morning before I'm ready to pack it into my jars. I'm just gonna keep going on this process here, peeling some more apples and getting my crock pot filled up to where I want it to be, and then we'll start adding our seasonings. Okay, and I forgot to tell you guys, I did fill up this little colander here, and I rinsed them all off in cold water really well. Even though we're gonna peel them still, I gave them a good rinse before starting. And so this is where my crock pot is at. It's filling up nicely. I'm gonna kind of get this to where it's heaping because it's really gonna cook down. So my daughter and I are just gonna finish peeling up some more apples, and then I'm gonna bring you back once I start adding in the spices and the seasonings. All right, you guys, so here you see I've got my crock pot filled up. I probably could have filled it a little bit more, but I think this is good. These are the spices that I'm going to put in this. Now, if you've ever made apple butter before, maybe you haven't, there are so many different variations, different recipes and ways to season this. There's no right or wrong way. Whatever you want to put in yours is what you should put in yours. Some people just use cinnamon, or some people use apple pie spice, and that's it. I mean, sky's the limit on how you want to season this. I have made this particular recipe before, and I actually am going off of Linda's Pantry recipe, and I just think it's one of the best that I've ever tried, and I'm gonna link her video down below. But this is how I am doing mine based off of what she did. And also, I don't think I told you, these are Honey Crisp apples. I like to use a variety of apples a lot of times when I do this kind of stuff, but they had a really good deal at the farmer's market on this big box of these Honey Crisp. And oh my gosh, these smell so good. They're so sweet. And so these are all just Honey Crisp that I have in here. So I am using ground cinnamon, allspice, pumpkin pie spice, ground nutmeg, and ground cloves. And then I'll be using about 3 cups of sugar. I may even do half and half. I may do like 1.5 cups of white sugar and 1.5 cups of brown sugar. I'm not sure. And all I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna let my daughter do that for me. We're just gonna dump that right in here. And then we're gonna turn this on and let this go all night. It's gonna be awesome. It's so easy, but oh my gosh, the flavors are gonna be phenomenal. So let me, let's go ahead and get the spices in here now. Okay guys, so we are going to start out with 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And that can be heaping tablespoons. Of course, again, you're gonna put as much as you want. You can see I kinda overdid it on that heaping tablespoon of cinnamon, but that's fine. You can't have too much cinnamon when you're making apple butter. Okay, the next thing we are adding is 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. And boy, does this add just an extra depth of flavor. So go ahead and put that in for me, Izzy. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Okay, you guys, so I have a confession to make. I was not paying close attention, so you just saw us put 1 tablespoon of allspice in here, which is actually only supposed to be a heaping teaspoon, but you know, it is what it is. That's fine. I like allspice. So 1 heaping teaspoon of allspice. This is the tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. So go ahead, Isabella, add that in for me, please. See what happens when you get distracted. Okay, now we are doing 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Go ahead and put that in for me. And lastly, we are going to add our ground cloves. And for the cloves, that is again gonna be 1 teaspoon. So just put that down over top. And now the last thing I'm gonna add in is the sugar. We are doing 3 cups of sugar. I think I'll do a couple of cups of white sugar, and I'm gonna do 1 cup of brown sugar. You can do that however you like. If you wanna use all white, use all white. If you'd prefer all brown, use all brown. So I'm gonna let my daughter get this out. This is a 1/2 cup measurement, so we're gonna do 4 of these. So go ahead and put that one in for me, just right over. It's gonna be sweet, but honestly, yeah, it smells good, doesn't it? Yeah. Honestly, I've seen other recipes, there's 1 cup, that have called for even more sugar than this, so I think 3 cups is good. There's 1.5. Doesn't care. There's 2 cups of white sugar. Now we're gonna do the rest with the brown sugar. All right, here's our brown sugar. So there's 1/2 cup of brown. Got that smoothed out nicely. Go ahead and dump that in for me. And just do 1 more 1/2. And I think last time I made this, I actually did just use all white sugar, but
she wanted to add like a little kick to it.
I like the idea of having the mixture of sugars. I think that'll give it just a nice little extra difference in flavor. So you guys, this is it. This is literally all this is to it. The longest part of this process is peeling your apples. and thought I would turn the camera around so I could talk to you for a minute. The longest part of this is just peeling the apples. If you have one of those apple peeler machines, I mean, you'll have this done in no time flat. And honestly, Izzy, this probably took us maybe, what, 15 minutes? You think it took us about 15 minutes to probably peel all those apples, so it did not take long at all. And then it's just dump and go. You just put in whatever seasonings you want, dump it in the crock pot. I'm gonna turn this on low and let this go overnight. And this is gonna be ready for me just to quickly puree up in the morning, and then I'm going to start canning it. So I'm so excited. I love to can.
So good.
It's gonna taste good. I love canning. Canning is an addiction, you guys. If you're not into canning yet, oh my gosh. Once you start, you won't be able to stop. So I'm excited. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna bring you back and we're gonna start the canning process. Okay, you guys, well, some time has gone by since I ended that last clip, and I realize I'm already at a little over 10 minutes on this video. Because I'm still doing all of my recording on my iPhone, I can only actually do a 15-minute video at a time. So I'm gonna break this up into 2 videos. So today's portion will be just me showing you how to make the apple butter, and you saw how absolutely simple it was. And then tomorrow I'll bring you back and we'll do a new video on how to actually can that up if you're interested. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell notification for me so you'll always be notified when I upload a new video. And I hope you will look forward to, I'm going to have a lot more canning videos coming out. So I will end it here today, and I will be back with you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great evening.